I don't make you happy. All that time you would be complaining. I'll call you every day, yeah yo, baby don't know.
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000 or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21 hash and select daily or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Prestige Driving School, with over 20 years of driving training experiences and with more than 40 branches across Uganda. Licensed by the Ministry of Works and Transport and the only ISO certified driving school in the country. Offers fresh learner driving training, advanced driver training, defensive driving, and more. Enroll and become a professional driver. Prestige Driving School.
Affordable, professional, and safe.
Hello and welcome to News Tonight. I am Rhoda Ngonzi, on sign language, and Elizabeth Nakakoni. Let's take a look at the top stories.
Brought to you by
Greenergy ethanol stoves and fuel. Enjoy cleaner, healthier and affordable cooking. Cook your food in less than 2,000 shillings per day. No charcoal. Stop deforestation. We are looking for agents across Uganda. Greenergy, Bible Corner.
Vice President Jessica Lupo urges the diaspora to invest in Uganda, while Prime Minister Nabanja tours ongoing road construction projects in Kampala. Hello once again. President Yoweri Museveni has hinted on the possibility of increasing funding for universal primary and secondary education. This is aimed at reducing the increasing rate of school dropouts, which the president attributes to illegal charging of fees in government-aided schools. The president said this while commissioning the Bugisu Zonal Presidential Industrial Skilling Hub at Lukonge in Mbale district.
It is the 5th Presidential Skilling Hub commissioned by the President in Eastern Uganda in less than 2 months. The drive is to reignite the economic potential of youth whose lives and careers had gone into slumber. The effort has not been wasted, as seen so far in the testimonies shared.
Mami ne mugamba tuddayo fembi yangamba nze nkulese kusoma nze ngenze. Ye nakola ki? Nagenda. Nasigalawo nendaba nga mbeera gye ndi mukale sigitegeera. Ngamba kati nkole ki? Ndikwagala nyweko ku njaga, ndikwagala nyweko ku mafuta ato naganywera wani.
Your Excellency, I want to say that light can never light in the light. It is only darkness it is only light that lights in the darkness. I've been the light to people who are in darkness in the village there. I'm showing them the vision that I got from this place.
For the past years I wasted 18 years studying P1 up to P7. I have a certificate, Your Excellency. I studied from senior 1 up to senior 4. I have a certificate. I said it from senior 1, from senior 4, from senior 5 up to senior 6, I have the USC certificate. And I reached at the level of joining the university where I didn't complete. But I was not known in my community. I was not known even in my own district. But for a course of only 6 months, I have identity. Everyone now have started to know me.
It is a course of 6 months per intake. in various disciplines, costing about 900 million Uganda shillings per cluster. President Yoweri Museveni, the brain behind these hubs, says they are partly addressing the challenge of school dropouts.
The strategy of UPE, USE was that schools should not be boarding. Children should stay at home, come study, go back, so that the cost of sleeping and eating and washing is not part of the education. You just come or walk on foot or come on a bicycle, study, go back. So it is cheaper than what we are doing here. What we are doing here is more expensive.
He is, however, not impressed with school leaders who keep charging fees in government schools, forcing young people to abandon studies.
All of these children you see here are victims of that of Tawuri resolve. So because if they say we need more money for UPE, they should say so, and we look for more money. But they don't listen. So that's how you get this. I was in Karamoja, was it Bukedi? I think it was Bukedi, where 80% of the children drop out at P6. They don't continue to secondary.
For now, the skilling hubs are providing a solution to youth challenges. Area leaders openly welcome the initiative.
The circles will be at the district because the hub is at the zone, but the zone is a bit far. So the circle will be at the district, Bulamburi, at your district, Bududa there, so that you don't have to go long distance. So we are moving now. But Banyankole say, when a tree falls, it hits those who are there at that moment. Now, for today, my tree will fall on the 3 children who spoke here. Now, I will give each one 10 million, 10 million, 10 million.
Such hubs have come as a transformative opportunity for these youth. Among the people who gave success stories, one of them was a street child, and his life has transformed from a life of crime to a life of responsibility, a life of wealth creation, a life of independence, financial independence. So I want to take this opportunity to thank His Excellency I want to thank God for having given His Excellency that my idea of to be able to put up such a wonderful project, to be able to reach Omuntu Wawansi.
The idea of presidential skilling hubs is not only aimed at skilling youth, but also economically empowering them. This is the reason why the president is in Elgon sub-region in the east to drum up the gospel of wealth creation. Henry Okrut, UBC.
And President Yoweri Museveni has called on Ugandans living abroad to invest back home, urging them to leverage the domestic and African markets with a population of 1.3 billion. In a speech delivered for him by Vice President Jessica Lupo at the Ugandan Diaspora Convention 2024, President Museveni highlighted Uganda's favorable investment climate, including peace, security, and infrastructure. He emphasized the importance of the diaspora investing in sectors such as agriculture, industry, services, and ICT. He also stressed that Uganda's development depends on its citizens, urging the diaspora to contribute capital, entrepreneurship, and knowledge for sustainable growth.
I welcome our diaspora community and thank you for accepting the invitation to attend the inaugural Diaspora Convention on home soil. This convention is an opportunity to appraise the diaspora of the steps that are being taken by government to transform Uganda and also tap into your resourcefulness and potential to increase opportunities for investment and trade. Although we appreciate the role played by our development partners, Ugandans must be the major players in the development of their country, and countries all over the world are basically developed by their own citizens, and Uganda cannot be an exception. Ugandans in the diaspora have done very well, and your savings should be invested here before we begin to look for foreign investors. Ugandans must therefore rely on their own efforts to generate capital for investment. Ugandans in the diaspora are well placed to become the source of this capital. We expect the Ugandan diaspora to bring here capital, entrepreneurship, and knowledge. The NRM government has been able to create a conducive investment environment in Uganda by ensuring peace and stability across the country. We also prioritized investment in infrastructure while maintaining a private sector friendly policy framework. Therefore, I wish to appeal to the Ugandans in the diaspora to invest home and to use your contacts abroad to attract and encourage more investments in Uganda. You should think of your country first because most of your relatives reside here. Increased investments mean more jobs and incomes for your brothers and sisters in Uganda and enhance revenues for your government to provide quality social services. Every Ugandan in the diaspora is our ambassador. You should represent the interests of Uganda in a reputable manner and leverage your stay abroad to earn and save money that will be invested here in Uganda. The market is available, i.e., a Ugandan market of 45 million people, the East African market of over 300 million people, and a huge African market of 1.3 billion people. Therefore, returns on investment are guaranteed. The diaspora will continue to be our strategic ally in transforming Uganda. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my singular honor and privilege to officially open this convention. I thank you and wish you fruitful deliberations at your convention.
Through remittances, are already making significant contribution to the betterment of your families, relatives, and friends here in Uganda. I wish to recognize and appreciate all these investments who are investing in your countries of abroad.
Now, President Museveni has reiterated the government's commitment to arrest and prosecute individuals involved in the swindling of funds intended for beneficiaries of the Parish Development Model, PDM. While addressing leaders from the Bugisu sub-region in Bulambuli district, President Museveni revealed that State House and the police have opened civil cases against individuals implicated by the beneficiaries. Let's take a look.
Mbale district, can we hear you?
It was question after question.
But we lack what we call supervision.
And these were all leaders from Bugisu sub-region.
We are requesting the president and the PDM coordinator if you could add these beneficiaries more money.
Although the questions were many, the concerns were raised, but the answers were available.
Some first people who got the money some got 300.
For other concerns raised by leaders were attended to by a section of ministers and leaders.
We need to transform our lives, and we have to transform your life. And like we always say, and like our president says, Bona Bagagawale, that all of us must get rich.
Regarding the issues being raised that in an area like Bugisu here in Brambuli, where there have been landslides, where there are calamities. If, for instance, somebody had planted coffee or any other crop, and then it is swept by landslides, the position shall be that such a person can be forgiven in terms of repayment.
This is a major visit to Bugisu, and we'd like to thank you for having taken time in your zonal tours to come to Bugisu.
This has been convened by the President of Uganda, the lead Wealth Creation Crusader, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. To the President, his Wealth Creation Crusade is as old as a story told since 1995.
When this country was stable, you remember I went around here talking about Okulembeka. What I was telling you was that now there is peace. Peace is like rain. If you don't Kulembeka, the rain will come. You will have Omukoka running on the ground. But in your house, because you didn't Kulembeka. That's what I was saying in 1995. If you remember, the whole story is there.
To his surprise, with interventions such as Entandikwa, NADS and others, poverty still lingers in many homesteads.
We provided capital also from the beginning. We started with Entandikwa. Then NADS. Then, but by 2013, when I checked, 68% of the people were still in Budandi. Not Babak. That my people near me in Ixos there, you find them sitting at 9 o'clock. What are you doing here now?
It is on this and other backdrops that the President revealed a move to prosecute the parish development model money embezzlers.
My people must get 1 million full. The bank deducted and these thieves also deducted. So I'm going to arrest all those who are involved. Because I got the numbers of the people. And we have opened a police file on them. Now, even here, I had somebody talking about the same.
Museveni also notes that it is high time the Bagesu communities moved away from mud shelters.
In the new year, I will direct the Ministry of Housing. What I have seen, Elegon, you are still using people are still using mud and water and reeds. We shall discuss it. And for me, I think the correct solution is to have cement blocks for building.
Regarding the 10 million shilling package given as support for the relocation process of persons in the landslides-prone areas in Bugisu, Museveni gives hope.
What I told Nabanya was, you tell them, get the money which is available, get out of danger, you shall top up later, whatever money is needed. But nobody should say, stay in danger until you get the money. That's what I told Nabanya.
Prime Minister Robert Nyango, UBC News.
And the Prime Minister, Rhoda Ngonzi, has toured Kampala road construction projects. She was accompanied by Minister for Works and Transport, General Edward Katumba Wamala, that of Kampala, Kabuye Togabye, that of State Minister for ICT, Godfrey Kabyanga, and Minister for Security, Major General Jim Muhwezi. Prime Minister Ngonzi instructed engineers from various companies and KCCA that this time there will be no extra benefits. They will instead stay focused on constructing Kampala's roads so that people can move in and out of the city smoothly.
Mwebale emirimu.
The Prime Minister Robina Nabanja was accompanied by Works Minister General Edward Katumba Wamala, State Minister for Kampala Kabuye Chofatogabye, State Minister for Information and National Guidance Godfrey Kabyanga, and Minister in charge of Security Major General Jim Muhwezi. Some of the roads inspected are Chebando Ring Road, Sir Apple Kagwa Road, Kasubi Nabulagara Road, Mutesa 1 Road in Imengo, Rubaga Road, Queen's Way in Katwe, Industrial Area roads on 6th, 7th, and 8th Streets, and Bugorobi Road.
And we are going to make sure that they work day and night. We are going to make sure that they work day and night. Secondly, we shall have to close some roads. Close the roads, give right of way, bakole, so that if they don't work like that, these roads will take a long period of time. We shall have to close some roads. That this one is closed, and we shall request that people accept that inconvenience. Ekirala tugenda okulaba nga mu Christmas muno ba contractor basigala wano kubanga traffic ejja kuba teriiwo, ate ne ba engineer aba KCCA n'aba Ministry of Works tebajja kulya lunaku lukulu, bajja sigala wano.
At Chebando Ring Road, the Prime Minister grilled KCCA engineers for failing to implement her directives.
KCCA should not apply double standards. Oyo mumugambe tugenda kumumenya. Kati muli mukunyigiriza abana abeena abanaku. Kakati oyo yenga mwamumenya lwaki temumumenya. Nedda lwaki? Because now walk away eri supposed okubeera awo. Kati mumenye mumuzimbire ekikomera kye mukyongereye. Finished. Anti-corruption yawo. Corruption.
She directed the KCC officials to compensate a landlord whose perimeter fence was left within the road reserve.
This must break. Otherwise, ojja kusanga nga abantu buli lunaku boda zitira wana abantu. We can't allow this. Bwe twajja wano twayogera birala mwe mwakoze birala. We agreed nti ekikomera ekyo mukimenye mukimuzimbire. N'agamba temukimuzimbira mumuwe sente yezimbire. Give him the money. That was my understanding with him. Kati mwe ekizibu kyammwe kyakusigaza sente ezo. That's your problem. How can you, if you are an engineer, put such a blind corner in a road? How many people do you want dead? And that man was there. The Prime Minister decides and you change. What powers do you have?
At Sapporo Kagwa Road, the Prime Minister appreciated the ongoing works. The contractor has started tarmacking the road.
You see, here you have proved some capacity. The other time I told you there is no capacity.
The Premier said before the end of 2025, the NRM government will have fulfilled more than 80% of the promises made to Ugandans.
Made commitments with the people of Uganda in 2021, and some of the commitments are the roads in Kampala and the other parts of the country. 35% of those commitments are complete. 49% is work ongoing, including this one. Work on course. And we believe by June next year, we shall be at 84%. And to me, that's a distinction by all standards. 16% of our commitments have not yet started because of lack of money. But we are working around the clock to make sure that we get the money and also work on those commitments.
As she has said, we hope that when this work is done, Kampala will be one of the most beautiful cities in Africa, and we need to put all the effort to make sure that we keep monitoring and supervising to make sure that these people do work on time so that you people may be able to get.
Works Minister General Edward Katumba Wamala cautioned the Ugandans who conduct business on walkways of the new roads.
Kutekako abantu banatambulira bumuteeka ennyaanya bumuteeka kusubulira ennyaanya bumuteeka endagala kakati bannange
ne bookezaawo chapati
ne muteekawo sigiri
ne bookya koolaasi
kati banne mbakubiriza tubeere tulage obugunjufu wokuwe yakutambulirako baaki babigere.
General Katumba explained the plan for reconstructing Kibuye Busega Road.
From Chibuye, we are going to have another flyover
Kibuye all the way to Busega. Okay? Because we want this to feed into the expressway of an Entebbe expressway and also Busega and PG expressway. So that's a future, yeah. So this one will offload into Kibuye, then Kibuye, you pick another flyover and takes you up to the Busega.
In some areas visited, the Prime Minister discovered that some communities have not received their compensation.
So really the problem has been coordination. But now that has been solved, they will come and evaluate, give the final value, assign the agreement and pay.
Mwazimba mukubo. Mwazizimba mukubo mugenda kola mutya. Katubakolera enguudo. Muzeeyi abatumidde. Muzeeyi akutumidde. Zijja kujja. Kola. Muli mutya bannyabo. Mwebala emirimu. Wamu nange.
Now, Makerere University, with support from Tororo Cement Group, is set to begin the construction of a new building for the School of Graduate Studies and Research, estimated to cost $8 million. Minister for Education and Sports Janet Museveni has expressed confidence that as Makerere rebuilds physically, it is also reshaping the character of young people, leading to the spiritual restoration of the institution.
This is a rare, momentous occasion. We welcome.
The First Lady and Minister for Education and Sports, Janet Museveni, laid the foundation stone for the School of Graduate Studies building, which is a gift from Tororo Cement Group to commemorate Makerere University's 100 years of existence.
And will consist of the lecture and seminar rooms, smart classrooms, laboratories, an innovation space, a conference hall, offices and other facilities. We remain forever grateful for this donation, which will increase access and contribute to improving the quality of postgraduate education.
From his heart, that this same structure that you see over here, Mazai, I want you to take a gift from me and give it to Mama, please. And that gift is, I would like to donate this same structure at Makerere.
Mrs. Janet Museveni also officially opened the new building for the School of Law and the refurbished Lumumba Hall, with a total cost of all the three projects amounting to 30 billion shillings.
Taking that tour of the halls of residence in this university and also the Chambogo University in the thick of COVID pandemic, my heart bled when I saw the state of the halls of residence. Like Nehemiah, I took my burden to the Lord and now see what the Lord has done. Confident that as you rebuild physically, you are rebuilding the character of our young people also.
The chairperson of Makerere University Council, Lorna Magara, emphasized the importance of these infrastructure projects in enhancing teaching, learning, research and student welfare.
The heart of Makerere University's current strategy is the promotion of a research-led institution with a strong focus on graduate training. The establishment of a dedicated facility for the School of Graduate Studies, which also houses the Directorate of Research and Graduate Training, marks the resolution of a critical gap in our institutional framework.
Vice Chancellor Professor Barnabas Nawangwe highlighted that the new building for the School of Law will provide professors with a comfortable space for study, work and research.
Lumumba is now home to 600 young ladies as they await the completion of their hall, Mary Stuart Hall, which is already glittering even before the completion of its renovation.
However, the university still faces a challenge of accommodation, especially for female students. Guild President Vincent Lubega called for addressing the accommodation imbalance, noting the increasing female student population.
We humbly request
on this particular occasion that you consider building an additional female hall of residence named after you in recognition of your contributions.
The ongoing infrastructure projects at Makerere University also include renovations to Mary Stewart Hall, construction of the School of Dentistry, a perimeter wall, among others. Mnavka Farida and Daniel Gemwa at Makerere.
And with that, let us take a quick break. When we return, more details.
To be a winner, it requires that you exceed all the limits of mankind and womankind. But when you play with MTN Momo, winning is easy. Simply get your phone and use the Momo app or dial *165*3#, enter merchant code, enter amount, enter your Momo PIN and pay. Congratulations is easy. Your stomach is full and now you stand a chance to win mobile money with MTN Momo.
Prestige Driving School, with over 20 years of driving training experiences and with more than 40 branches across Uganda. Licensed by the Ministry of Works and Transport and the only ISO certified driving school in the country. Offers fresh learner driving training, advanced driver training, defensive driving, and more. Enroll and become a professional driver. Prestige Driving School.
Affordable, professional, and safe.
All right, the judiciary is to focus on addressing the issue of case backlog come 2025. Chief Justice Alfonso Winnie-Dolo says there are plans to amend the Magistrates Act to increase on the monetary jurisdiction of magistrates' courts. This, he says, will reduce on the cases piling up in high courts, creating backlog.
Over 300 registrars and magistrates from different parts of the country have gathered in Kampala to attend their annual general conference. The conference was opened by the Chief Justice of Uganda, Alphonse Chigamoy Owunyidolo.
The court is only the court when the judicial officer or judicial officers sit in there, sit and hear a case. In everything you do, good or bad, there are always two people who know, even the things we call the secrets. So, first of all, the person that's given to you, that thing in the closed face, knows, you know, and the Lord God knows. And I swear, the person who has closed the fist to make you come up with a decision that's contrary to good sense. Inside your head, you know, your decision should have gone this direction, but because of that consideration, your decision has gone this direction. So a portion of what has been tried by High Court now will be tried by Chief Magistrates.
The Chief Justice, however, pointed out that there has been a decline in the magisterial court performance in the financial year 2023-2024. The Chief Justice asked the magistrates and registrars to administer justice without fear or favour to all litigants, minding about their behaviour as judicial officers, among other issues.
266,323 in financial year 2022-23, but it dropped to 239 from 31 in the immediate past financial year. Something is wrong. So fighting this backlog can only be achieved through advancing innovations, simplifying court process, and enhancing the use of ICT for case management.
The Executive Director, Judicial Training Institute, Damali Rwanga, highlighted the main purpose of the conference to the registrars and magistrates and asked them to implement the knowledge acquired after that training.
It is always important to equip the participants with the requisite knowledge and skills for better delivery of justice through application of a people-centered approach. It will enable them to freely share ideas and experiences from their respective stations, and it will provide opportunities for mentorship and for formation of lifelong friendships, which are pertinent to the discharge of their duties because they are colleagues.
Damali Rwanga also expressed the need for the registrars to have a separate annual general meeting. The Registrars and Magistrates Conference will run for 2 days. Deborah Namamonde, Viola Nance Subuga, UBC News.
Meanwhile, the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development has attributed the delay in investigating the alleged Bank of Uganda heist to the pending forensic report. The Accountant General, Lawrence Semakula, has informed the Parliamentary Committee on Commissions and Statutory Authorities and State Enterprises that the delay is due to the awaiting of the forensic report. The committee had previously criticized both the Ministry of Finance and Bank of Uganda for their handling of the matter, particularly regarding the loss of 60 billion shillings.
Officials from the Bank of Uganda and the Ministry of Finance have appeared before the committee to respond to questions surrounding the alleged theft of approximately 60 billion shillings, which was transferred to 2 separate illegal accounts.
There is no doubt money was lost. We are dealing with the question of who is responsible for that loss.
The committee, chaired by Busiro East Member of Parliament, Medat Segona, noted that the 2 institutions had failed to provide substantial documentation or summon any responsible individuals for questioning. The committee has started narrowing its investigation into the incident, focusing on specific officers within the Ministry of Finance and Bank of Uganda. Both institutions presented employees from the IT departments, deputies and accountant generals for further investigation.
Who gave you instructions?
An Accountant General's office.
Who in particular?
Mr. Chair, I need to check who.
No?
Who did?
The first entity to present its case was the Ministry of Finance Accountant General, Lawrence Semakula, admitted that funds had been sent to non-registered beneficiaries and confirmed that investigations were ongoing. However, Semakula emphasized that this type of incident was unprecedented and that the ministry was keen to avoid rushing the investigation to prevent complications. He also referred the ongoing forensic report as a critical element in resolving the case.
Report? Okay. Yes? Okay. Yes or no? This forensic audit should be able to tell us what actually happened and where it happened. Okay? So, I guess once that information comes, then we should be able to pinpoint and say this is what happened.
The committee expressed concern that either the Ministry of Finance nor the Bank of Uganda had summoned the responsible individuals for questioning 3 months into the saga. Some committee members accused the entities of delays in the investigation, raising suspicions that it would have been an inside job.
Know the specific person, because these are people you deal with on a daily.
Requests for payments from the Ministry of Finance are not submitted in hard copy. They're submitted electronically.
We do not issue any instruction to pay those 2 companies.
Simple.
And I repeated that even now, if you go on our database in the system that we have, we do not have those as government suppliers.
We have the instruction that was sent to us by the ministry to pay roadway.
Some MPs pointed out discrepancies in the information provided and questioned why the entities had not yet identified who in the payment section authorized the payments to the non-registered beneficiaries.
Because now these people are here being massaged. Have you, for example, committed people or interdicted those officers as forensic is going on, but you are just here being massaged. No, no.
The committee also recognized that both the Ministry of Finance and the Bank of Uganda appeared to have no clear understanding of who was responsible for the payments to the unauthorized beneficiaries. Lydia Chomkama and Gloria Gwitabinji, Parliament.
And State Minister for ICT and National Guidance, Godfrey Kabyanga, has outlined the government's initiatives to expand internet access nationwide. Speaking to 151 youth who completed a 12-day mindset change training program organized by Building Tomorrow in Changwanzi, he emphasized the ministry's plans to establish regional ICT hubs and free internet hotspots, aiming at creating job opportunities and combating cybercrime.
The 12-day training aimed to equip participants with skills that foster innovation, patriotism, and job creation. The State Minister for ICT and National Guidance, Godfrey Kabyanga Baluku, encouraged other non-government organizations to utilize the Institute for similar programs, clarifying that it is not a political institution.
So ideology is not only about NRM, because people just think about what? NRM. Ideology, every political party has its own ideology, but even every nation has its own ideology. But here it is specifically national ideology.
He highlighted the government's efforts to expand internet access nationwide through the establishment of regional hubs and free internet hotspots. The ministry aims to create job opportunities and combat cyber crime.
We have got money now to expand the national backbone, internet backbone. We are going to reach all the 149 districts, and we are also got another money from World Bank. We are going to ensure that internet reaches a parish.
The country director for Building Tomorrow, Joseph Karisha, expressed the organization's commitment to shaping future leaders by equipping them with practical skills for both personal and national development.
As an organization, our commitment does not end here. We recognize that leadership is a journey and not a destination. That's why we will continue to provide you with training, mentorship, and support as you grow and develop into leaders.
The Deputy Director of the National Leadership Institute, Changwanzi, Daniel Okelo, urged participants to embrace technology and innovation.
12 days of stay here have not been easy. You have already confessed, but you remained focused and resilient. Go out there and use all your talents, efforts, resourcefulness to transform our country and to ensure that you serve humanity diligently.
Participants expressed confidence in their ability to contribute to the country's development following the program.
We received several lectures, among which most important was the financial literacy lecture.
Justine Nakami, UBC News.
And as the festive season approaches, transport fares have begun to rise, a common occurrence as people travel up country to their villages. Our news group has visited various taxi and bus parks, speaking with transport operators about the current fares situation.
Government, through Posta Uganda, has introduced 6 buses to help stabilize transport fares for travelers. The Secretary Posta Uganda, Charles Ogwal, says buses will begin operations on Thursday, December 19, 2024, with more expected soon.
So we are starting with 3 routes. That is Kampala, Mbarara, Kisoro, 1. Then 2, Kampala, Gulu, terminating in Kitgum. And the third one is Kampala, Mbale, and Lira.
In the bus and taxi parks visited, fares are on the upward trend, though some have not changed significantly. The chairman, Uganda Transport Operators Federation, Rashid Sekindi, explained that fare hikes were prompted by competition among buses, which has led to an increase in prices.
Companies are bus, nadala bagende ngende empanvu, batandika okwongeza emabega which number, ne batandika okwongeramu ebisale. Ayijjukira enguudo ez'empanvu tutambulirayo ffenna wamu, aba taxi ne bus zonna ffenna tugendayo.
At bus parks like Link in Chisenyi and Tausi in Bakuli, passenger numbers are lower than usual.
For example, if you're going to Masindi or Hoima from Kampala, we'll charge you 25,000. And if you're going to maybe Fort Portal, you're going to Chegegwa, Fort Portal is going to be 50,000. Chenjejo will be 45. So we've increased a little bit. Kasese is right now 55.
The head of operations at Link Bus, Tom Alinde, confirmed the fare increase and attributed it to the high demand during the festive season.
You're coming back when the bus is empty seats. So that suggests that we put the fare a little bit up to cater for the fuel and other costs that we meet to bring back the buses to pick the passengers. As you may have seen, the pressure will be so high here, too much. Passengers are demanding.
He also mentioned that additional drivers have undergone refresher training to reduce accidents.
As we approach the big days of the year, we do refresher training on defensive driving to ensure that we refresh the skills of these people.
Meanwhile, Tausi buses will not raise fares this season as a gesture of goodwill to Ugandans travelling home for holidays, according to Juma Mugolozi, head of transport operations at Tausi Bus Park.
Kubanga ate n'ezo zennyini twali tutwalira 2.3 naye olw'okuba kuva eri baasi zijja zeevuga kujja kunona abantu okubatwalawa Christmas. So kyovala twaze mu bisalo byaffe ebyedda mitwalo 3.3.
With transport fares on the rise, the government hopes the newly introduced buses will provide an affordable option for travellers during this busy season. Andrew Sebira compiled this story for UBC.
The first Deputy Mufti, Uganda Muslim Supreme Council, Sheikh Ali Waiswa, has highlighted the need for interfaith unity, noting that Thanksgiving transcends religious boundaries. Sheikh Ali Waiswa was at the annual Thanksgiving service of National Water and Sewerage Corporation in Kampala.
In his address, Sheikh Ali Waiswa highlighted the spiritual essence of gratitude, referencing the Quranic verse in Surah Ibrahim.
And then the Prophet, as he told us, that being grateful is a form of worship, and that's why he told us, he advised us, that had you to know the beauty of being grateful, you would not have begged more and more and more. You know, sometimes when we have difficulty and hardship, we spend sleepless nights and do all sorts of things. But the Prophet says, know your Lord during your present time, so that you will not need him to attend to you in your difficulty, in your difficult time.
He also emphasized the importance of aligning professional excellence with spiritual grounding. The Managing Director, National Water and Sewage Corporation, Engineer Dr. Silva Mugisha, acknowledged the challenges faced during the year, but expressed pride in the resilience and innovation of National Water and Sewage Corporation staff.
This water which you want free or subsidized, it needs chemicals to produce it. It needs power. We have to pay Museveni heavy amounts of money. We have staff there who are working who need to be paid. We have to pay for materials like meters, like pipes. and many more things. So if we are to provide free water to you, we want you to extend a prayer to those people who give us chemicals. If we get free chemicals, we'll definitely make a consideration. If Umeme can give us free power, we'll be happy to make a consideration. If the people who work in these systems offer to work for free, we would not hesitate. What am I trying to say? If we give you free services, somebody has to pay. And who will most probably pay? Government.
Engineer Badru Chigundu, the board chairperson, reflected on the corporation's journey and its impact on communities across Uganda.
And when we come to a time like this of the year, we invite leaderships from the various beliefs to come here and pray for us, and pray for the country, and wish us well. And most, we started off with the Catholics.
Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
State Minister for Higher Education, Dr. John Chrysostom Muyingo, has advised farmers to focus on commercial farming as a means to overcome poverty and hunger. This initiative will create an increased demand for agricultural produce, as the government will be sourcing food from local farmers to feed children.
The State Minister for Higher Education, Dr. John Chrysostom Muyingo, has announced plans by government to start feeding primary school children across the country starting next term. We are blessed. Next year, government has agreed to provide meals for all our primary school children. This is a great opportunity, and it is a perfect time for you to embrace farming, as we will need a significant amount of food. Muyingo, who was addressing Bamunanika community members at Holy Trinity Catholic Parish in Izrowe, Kasana Luero Diocese, encouraged farmers to prioritize growing crops like maize, cassava, beans and sweet potatoes, as this will not only help them to improve food security, but also boost household income. The minister advised parents to engage their children in domestic tasks, encourage them to appreciate scripture and memorization to make them useful residents.
To me, it's a big challenge, and should to all of you.
It really disappoints me to see the efforts that teachers put into teaching children about religion, only for the knowledge to fade away after just 1 year. The event attracted religious leaders, political leaders and community members who commended government's efforts that have improved education standards in the area.
You used to tell me that I don't make you happy. All that time you would be complaining. I'll call you every day, yeah yo, baby don't know.
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks, Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000, or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21# and select daily, or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Now in business, the founder and managing director of Day Biopharma Limited, Matthias Magola, has been honored with prestigious International Molecular Biologist Award for groundbreaking vaccine research. Magola was awarded the coveted Best Researcher Award at the International Molecular Biologist Awards. His pioneering work in mRNA technology for therapeutic drugs and protein vaccines earned him this distinction, highlighting Uganda's rising prominence in global health research.
I'm founder and managing director of Day Biopharma, found in Uganda, Africa. I'm a researcher, innovator. As stated earlier, the mRNA technology is the future of medicine. So we have used this technology to develop products and vaccines for treatment of diseases that some have been very difficult to treat. Some of them include neurodegenerative disorders like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, we have patents in that area, cancer treatment, HIV treatment, malaria treatment, tuberculosis, and a number of areas. Our patents are available. Anybody can check them out in the US where we filed them. International Molecular Biology Awards, I really thank them so much for selecting our paper, our research. This encourages us to even do much more. We thank them. We are grateful that they have been able to select this paper to be the best. We thank them and we thank God.
And Uganda, through the Uganda Energy Credit Capitalization Company, has taken a major step towards addressing e-waste management while expanding clean energy access under the electricity scale-up project supported by the World Bank. In collaboration with Green Vista, UECCC is currently developing a toolkit that seeks to guide stakeholders in clean energy sector on proper waste management practices.
Uganda Energy Credit Capitalization Company has raised concern over the growing challenge of e-waste management stemming from clean energy technologies such as solar.
We are already aware that even before we started implementing this project, there is an e-waste challenge to do with the disposal of batteries and the disposal of other forms of e-waste that are generated by these clean energy technologies.
To tackle the issue, UECCC has engaged Green Vista to develop an off-grid solar e-waste management toolkit. This toolkit aims at creating a framework for managing the environmental risks associated with off-grid solar technologies.
We are pleased to unveil support from the World Bank that has supported Green Vista, an international consulting firm, to be able to help us to develop a toolkit for off-grid solar e-waste management.
The Managing Director, Uganda Energy Credit Capitalization Company, Roy Baguma, expressed optimism that with proper policies and collaboration, Uganda can expand clean energy access while safeguarding the environment. The sale of subsidized clean energy technologies is expected to generate a considerable amount of e-waste at the end of their life cycle. Therefore, as the country scales up clean energy access, developing a comprehensive e-waste management strategy will be critical to ensuring sustainability.
Brought to you by download the Wendy app from Google Play or App Store or dial *229#. Wendy Wanawori.
Step into a world of excellence, comfort, and
pride with Royal Foam Furniture, crafted to perfection right here in Uganda. We bring you state-of-the-art living room furniture and bedding products at affordable prices. Our wide variety of mattresses include orthopedic, pillow top, spring mattresses suitable for institutions like hotels and many others for home comfort. With every piece telling a story of royal excellence, our products are built with the highest quality materials made to last. Experience royalty with Royal Foam Furniture, proudly made in Uganda, so buy Uganda and build Uganda. Visit our showrooms at Ginger Road, Chambogo Junction, Bukoto Chisasi Road, and on Victoria Mall, Entebbe, on the first floor.
Now in sports, Uganda has become just the other country in Africa to host a cabin sport competition, with the honor to host falling to Caltech Academy in Kampala. This is after a demonstration early this year that attracted several members.
After a demonstration early this year that attracted several members, Uganda has been able to host a tubing sport competition at Caltech Academy in Kampala. This tubing sport, also referred to as speed solving, is a competitive mind sport that is centered around a rapid solving of various combination puzzles, the most prominent of which is the 3x3x3 puzzle, commonly known as the Rubik's Cube.
In summary, a Rubik's Cube is a puzzle, is a 3D puzzle, whereby it's made up of 6 faces, and the 6 faces, they have 6 colors. When you scramble or you mix the 6 faces, you find those colors, they interchange and they mix. What you are supposed to do now is to align those 6 faces so that each and every layer must have its own color.
In Uganda, it was pioneered by John Vianney, who's more renowned for his involvement in chess, and little wonder he spearheads another mind game.
For a time I've been running chess events. I met a friend of mine called Samuel Kamau from Kenya. That was in 2017. He kept pushing me into abacus. And this year, as I was organizing my events for chess, they showed interest to come and play in one of our events and also introduce this game. Upon taking part in the event that was in September, they interested many of us here.
The inaugural competition in Uganda at Caltech Academy in Kampala attracted close to 30 participants who take pride in this new sport, which, by the way, is global and even has a world championship that is coming up next year in the US.
Well, cubing is, as you have realized, is very new to Uganda. So this is our second competition here only. So yeah, right now I won the open category, and overall I had the 3rd best time in the competition.
People have been playing this game not knowing it is a game. They have been using it as a toy at home. So we know the numbers are there, only that maybe they haven't gotten to know that they can be organized into a tournament. And this is why you as a media house are supporting us in sending out this message for the people to get to know that indeed this game can be competed in even at an international level.
In Africa, it's played in a few countries including Egypt, Kenya, Nigeria, and South Africa. Tubing sport is played on time limits, with the world record standing at 3 seconds, while the earliest a Ugandan has rearranged this scrambled Rubik's Cube 3D puzzle is 12 seconds.
And that's the cubing sport in Uganda. Uganda Cranes head coach Paul Putt has named a 26-man provisional squad ahead of their African Nations Championship 2024 qualifier doubleheader against Burundi. The two-legged encounter will take place at Hams Stadium, Nachivubo, on the 26th and 29th of December.
Make
Vipers and KCCA have nominated the 26-man CHAN squad to face Burundi in a two-legged clash in the qualifiers of the forthcoming event. Uganda, despite already qualified as co-host alongside Kenya and Tanzania, will take on Burundi on December 26th and 29th at the Ham Stadium in Nakivubo. Vipers have the biggest representation with 7 players including John Paul Torach, Derek Ndahiro, Hilary Mukundane, Paul Mbowa, Alan Okello and others. KCCA comes second in squad contribution with 5 players including Matwalib Muglofa, Gavin Chizito, among others. Currently, Ham Stadium is hosting the regional under-17 AFCON qualifiers, and by press time Tanzania was leading its group that has Kenya and Uganda.
Well, and that does it for News Tonight. Thank you for sticking with us. Elizabeth Nakokoni on sign language. I am Rhoda Ngonzi. Have yourselves a good night.
Mera ngenze mbonipa Sam nazanya Ruto nganyiga star 278 then hash kujja kuba ngo oyingire mu kazannyo nga sente zino zimula wano zina wangu zino wano milioni 10 ebindi wana soka bila ku TV nange sasoka kikiriza ninga mulaye kino kinzo kubanga kituufu oba yaddala tibya bufere sente zona zifinde zona zikoze ki naziwangudde amasanyu ina mangi ebyoto byange byembadde njagala genda bitukiriza.
Uganda National Lottery. Dream, play, win. Participants must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The Uganda National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board.
Tuliku ground, Plascon, paint and win. This year, Plascon paint and win. The kuku round. Chicho, buy paint worth 100K. Get a scratch card. SMS the code to 7197. Stand a chance to win instant airtime, 1 million shillings bully day or a share over 3 million shillings jackpot each week. What do you want the brand new podas, tuk-tuks and so much more. Catch the paint and win action every Monday on Bukede One, NBS and Sanyuka TV. Plascon, color your world.
Stop breathing. To be a winner, you must breathe only when necessary. Breathing is for losers. What is that? Did I give you permission to sweat? You can sweat in your free time. Push the arms straight.
Winning is hard, but with MTN Momo, it's easy. Simply pay or shop with Momo for a chance to win mobile money every day. Use the Momo app or dial *165*3 hash.
Welcome to Super Soul Sisters. My name is Jamila Oluka and you're watching UBC TV Inspiring Uganda. Super Soul Sisters runs every Wednesday at 9 p.m. And I repeat on Friday, 11 a.m. And if you happen to miss, you can also catch us on YouTube, still Super Soul Sisters, to watch all our episodes that we run here on Super Soul Sisters. I would like to give credit to Footsteps Furniture for giving us such a beautiful place to share our stories of sisters here on UBC TV. When you want, if you want to beautify your home, you want good furniture, good lighting, good curtains, I mean everything that you need in a home, this is the place to come to. It's just right opposite the Bank of Africa along Ginger Road. There's enough parking. Even if you come with the 10 vehicles, there is enough parking, and you'll get to see everything you want in this showroom. Right here today, we have a very exceptional lady who will share with us her story. She's called Savia. I'll leave her to introduce herself, and then we dive into it. You're most welcome, Reverend.
Thank you.
You're most welcome, Madam Savia.
Thank you.
You can introduce yourself and tell us who you are.
Thank you so much, Jamila. I am Tino Xavier Grace. By God's grace, priested in Anglican Church of Uganda. I was ordained in Kumi Diocese. I am a teacher by profession and married woman, a mother of 3. Currently, I'm a teacher at Gayaza High School.
Thank you very much for that brief introduction. Now, you know you have so many titles. You have Madame Savia, you have Reverend, you have a teacher, you were mother.
Mrs.
So many titles. But I'll start, before you got these titles, I want you to take us back. Who is Madame Savia before getting all these titles? Where were you born? Who are your parents? Tell us, take us through that journey.
Okay, I'm a born of Kumi, practically, but I was born in Soroti Hospital because my parents happened to have worked in Soroti at such a season when God gave them me. I'm a child of 2 primary school teachers. By God's grace, my father and mother both became school head teachers.